Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Fecal Matters. I am JLog TV, and this is, of course, my co-host Skittles, a wiener slinger with no regards for his personal health. Um, how are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. I actually had a wonderful weekend, and I came up with a pretty solid insult to hurl at people that you know, it's great.
This
It's
is why
great.
I say you don't care about your personal health. Immediately, the first thing you say is, "I figured out how to piss people off directly and
Well,
immediately."
no, it's really a stunner, honestly. Like people are taken aback by it, a little bit. So it's you want to hear it?
I suppose I don't really have much choice now, do I?
Yeah, it's low credit cum water.
What?
Exactly. That's the reaction.
Low
That's the
credit
reaction.
cum water. I mean, like when I break it down to what it really is saying, you're just calling someone trailer trash, but like,
Exactly.
what the fuck, bro? Where did you even come up with the idea for this as an insult? Low,
Uh
low credit cum water.
Yep, absolutely.
God damn it.
We're off to a fresh start tonight.
I don't know about fresh. It sounds like a stain on the bed sheets already, but how did you end up coming up with that? How, like, somebody said it around you or
Well,
something, or you just were mad?
someone was talking about low credit people, like using low credit people as an insult. I decided to take it a step further, and I just
Of
said low credit
course.
cum water
Of course you fucking did. Oh my.
because that's just what I do. I take it a little bit too far.
You take it one octave higher than it was ever intended to go.
Got to hit them overtones. You know what I'm saying?
So I know we've been talking a lot about Pal World these last few episodes, and that's not going to change today. Pal World has been, of course, facing a lot of weird. So, like, how do I put it? Pal World is everything we wanted Arceus to be. It's kind of an open world adventure, survival Pokemon game with a little bit of industry mixed in. Like, it's got a lot of satisfying play styles. Personally, I haven't been playing it as much lately. Not because it's bad, but because like I'm an RPG nerd first and foremost, and it's a game that feels, to me at least, it feels very unfinished right now. Like there's still a lot to be done to make it feel like a complete game. Um, and I don't have anybody that wants to play it with me except Courtney, and she doesn't want to pay for it. So, we've kind of reached a little impasse on that one. But that said, it's been getting a lot of shit from like Pokemon absolute damn diehards for one, and for two, it's been getting a lot of shit from like your animal cruelty people. Like I don't know if you saw that, but they were literally like the vegans, your vegan activist types were like, you should have a vegan in-game menu for the pals so that you don't feel the need to kill or butcher them. And I was just like,
Veganism is ironically anti-animal.
right, but it's not even just that. It's like it's a fucking video game, dude. Maybe just relax and play the fucking video game.
Yeah,
Like, am I
Just because one
crazy for
of
believing that?
Just because one of my favorite video games involves mass genocide of various different factions of humans and zombies alike doesn't mean I'm actually trying to become a space ninja where I
Right.
spread space aids, you
Well,
know?
I don't know what game you're even talking about now. Oh
Oh,
wait. Oh, it's
Warframe,
Warframe.
Warframe.
It's Warframe. Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
it's fucking Warframe. If it's not, if it's not Years of Might and Magic, it's fucking Warframe.
Oh, I mean, there's
Anyways,
that too.
dude, like you, as soon as you dropped League of Legends, that's just all you ever do. Those two damn games, and now chess because you
Well,
realized you needed to make your trifecta complete
this
again.
there's chess, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, Warframe. I did go on a pretty big rampage with Hogwarts Legacy for a while, but when they decided to not let any of the bosses respawn, that's when I was just like, yeah, eh. Because here's the thing: that's one of the big replayability aspects of any game is being able to fight bosses again.
Right.
You know, and if you can't do that, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
there goes
Yeah.
the replayability.
Yeah. So, but Pal World, what I was finishing saying though, is Pal World is a perfect example of the loudest part of the audience isn't necessarily the majority. as within 2 weeks, and as we know, I think they're close to 20 million now, but within 2 weeks, they had over 19 million individual sign-ins to the game. Like, really think about the fact that there were 19 fucking million people within 2 weeks. That broke records, bro. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a $30 game that realistically, if you've played it for more than 7 to 10 hours, you know that the game's not even done. Like but they're not charging you a live service cost. They're just doing the game. And it's so cool because like it just feels good. The whole game just feels so damn good all the way through.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten in on that.
Brother, you've
So
got to give it a shot,
I
man.
I know. I really do. And it's
Yeah,
just
so you
it's one
you
of the
know,
things I
give
just
you a
got to catch
chance to
up.
step away from Warframe for a little bit, you know.
I haven't even touched Warframe in months, if not
That's
even like over a year.
that sounds unhealthy. For you to put down any of your only addictive substances and just that means that all you've been doing is working and sleeping, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Goddamn.
That's a lot.
I've been
I
your friend for a long time. Whenever you don't have hobbies, you forget to live.
Yep. Well, there's been a lot of stuff for work going on. So, a
Obviously.
lot
I mean,
lot of selling wieners to people,
when you're slinging wieners, it's not all fun and games. Every once in a while you catch the bad mouths.
which weirdly enough, like this is like the weirdest part of my job. It's the fact that, I'm, my dating life, I'm trying to, attract and date the right people, but then, I get propositioned by women selling hot dogs. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I
It's
mean,
so weird.
I think I know why, and it's really quite simple. They see that it's your cart, it's your business, you're being an entrepreneur, you're bringing in your own money. There's something about that feels extremely reliable compared to I work for somebody.
Well, it's just like I sell to somebody and they come back later. Man, that hot dog was so good. You deserve to have a girl eat your booty hole. I'm like, okay, all right, well, whatever
Yeah,
works, I guess.
that's wild. Are they drunk at least before they threaten your booty hole with tongue?
I mean, the chick had apparently just got off work, so probably not.
Right, right. Normal Scott activities, 100%. Welcome back to the chat again, Curb. Um, Curb, I hope you've taken a look in the channel points under the lovely golden turd and seen seen some where your poo power options are.
Don't ignore the button. Do it.
Don't push the
Do it.
button. Don't do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm kind of just waiting for her to actually give it a shot and see what any of them do.
It just says
Well,
new.
and the best part is one of those buttons was added purely for Curb because I know her sense of humor like at least decently well at this point. So there's one of those buttons that's just there just for Curb.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh man.
no, it just like in a proof that not everybody is, and then on top of that, Pal World's team is like just up and above everybody else, whereas most you only have 112 shit points. Oh, I think I know why. It's because I had channel points turned off for so long, so you probably weren't even accruing any. Oh, that feels bad. Here, I'll buy the one for you after I'm done with my rant. Um, so finishing what I was saying though is
No, here, I got you. Which one do you
no,
want?
let
You
me
want don't
finish, you
do it or
son of a bitch. But like, so the servers, there's a directive that they put out and it's pretty public. Oh, you did use all the points on Irish Pleasure. That's true. But the server they cost them 500,000 a month because it's nice to see a gaming company that actually cares more about the service quality than the money because like Diablo 4, Diablo 3, those were games that were constantly up and down. And then you've got Pal World, which out of nowhere is like, guess what? We're going to make sure the servers stay up no matter what. which is true. Like, as players fall off, they're obviously going to scale back their server clusters, but like, it's pretty sick that they're actually like throwing 500,000 a month away. They even made a very public joke about the fact that it's like, well, the servers are staying up even if it bankrupts us. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get bankrupt. You're making killer money right now. But yeah, you're definitely going to want to figure out a better server solution at some point. So, anyways, so here you go. Here, I'm going to use my infinite fecal power to give you the button that I put in just for you. It's called Ignore This Button. You're welcome. You're welcome, Curb.
Older than the toads, younger than the Mario, eating like a pig, country toads.
Take me home to the place I belong.
Mushroom Kingdom.
I might have to edit this at some point to be less long because this is a lot. Why you bonked me?
It always sounds so terrible on my end whenever you play it though.
What do you mean?
Like it sounds distorted.
It is distorted.
Okay, no, but I listened to your stream and I listened to it on my side. It's more distorted than it is on your stream.
That is because you're also listening to it on OBS.
Yeah. So it's not great. But it sounds like it's getting ran through a can opener.
Well, it's not my fault that you listen to the stream as we're streaming. I don't even know how. Okay, I honest to God don't know how you do it because hearing my own voice as I'm speaking makes me stop talking.
Well, I know I only turned it on just so I could see if there was an actual difference.
Between the
So
OBS and the stream?
Yes, and it sounds way more distorted on my end, or
don't
for
know.
when it's going through my OBS than it does through the stream. So,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
no,
just pretty distorted in general. Did you change? You could change the volume on it in your mixer for the purpose of like the listening volume.
Yeah,
That's what I would do
but
if I was you. I can't do that because I have to have it running full bore for the stream.
but then we got this fun one right here.
Oh God, what now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would get way too excited about the fact that I added that one.
Yeah,
Anything disruptive, he's gonna be like a fucking kid in a candy shop over.
That one wasn't distorted on my end, weirdly enough.
I'm telling you, the Toad one is just particularly distorted. Curb says, why?
Because I'm me, and sometimes you gotta stop me.
I mean, I could stop you. You actually don't have any
yeah.
ability to stop me from turning that off if I really wanted to.
Well, I'm just saying, if like someone in the audience is just like, "Hey, we need Scott to stop talking for a second," you know,
Right.
it works. It'll work.
Gonna have to set up a system where we just mute Scott directly.
Yamete kudasai. Ah.
God damn it. Anyways, so that's my rant about Pal World for the week. Like, it's not gonna be a long one this time. It was just I'm just thoroughly impressed with their dedication to making sure that the customer is king rather than their pockets.
Which is a stark contrast to other gaming companies.
No shit.
Like Ubisoft. Get used to not owning your games.
Dude, I mean, at this point, that's like old news, but like,
Which, look, if you're paying for a subscription, that's one thing. Like if you
right.
advertise it, you sell it as a subscription, that's one thing. If it's like, hey, buy this game, but also we get to limit your access to it.
Well, okay, so here's the tricky part of it is that it is a model that already exists and is already working. Whether you like that or not. So Xbox Game Pass is extremely valuable. It really is. For $15 a month, the amount of games that you get access to, a lot of the games aren't just like older games. They're literally just brand new games. It's an extremely high value thing. But the games that go up there, they don't tend to stay on Game Pass. Not like where you can just continue playing them. At which point, if you want to continue using your save file, you have to pay for it.
But yeah,
And
no,
that's
but
what they're
that's a
suggesting. Well, let
but
me
that's a
finish.
subscription though.
Let me finish. What they're suggesting is that they're going to be doing exactly that. They're going to be opening a subscription setup at Ubisoft for their own library so that they don't have to share the profits with other companies, which is viable. Like, taken out of context, yeah, it sounds really bad. But the reality is, and nobody really considers this, in the Steam terms of service, you've already given up your right to own those games. Like, you don't have a physical copy. Even if you had a physical copy, all these physical copies require you to connect to a server to grab the rest of the data. They don't ever just give you a whole data disk with everything on it. Console gamers are, admittedly, as a hardcore PC gamer, console gamers actually have that advantage. When you buy a game, you install it on your console, and it exists within the disc in the console.
Which there are some games that you can play offline on Steam, but you know, like you said, there is a difference, and I understand the difference. It's just the idea that if I pay for something and you revoke access to the thing that I should theoretically own, that's
Steam can do that.
I find that reprehensible
That's what I'm
as
saying.
a practice.
I get what
That's
you're
why
trying
I
to...
don't feel bad for companies getting their games pirated. I really feel bad for them.
So Ubisoft was not suggesting that if you bought a game, it would simply disappear.
Well,
Ubisoft
there are some
suggesting,
companies that have done that though.
right. Ubisoft was suggesting that when it comes down to it, these subscription models are the future. And unfortunately, I kind of tend to agree. They are the future. Not because anyone's asking for it, but because these gaming companies want to make games that they continue to update, but they also want to continue to get paid for the games they are updating. So,
I mean,
are you going to make
to some
more
extent,
money? Are you going to make more money
it
on
makes
a
sense
game?
economically. Yes.
Yes. Are you going to make more money on a game that somebody pays $60, $70 for one time? Or are you going to make more money on a game that whoever published it is or whoever is playing it continuously pays $15 every month to continue playing it, you know? And I'm not arguing for it. I just think it's really, really shitty and pointless to conflate an issue in a way that isn't representative of the facts of the issue. Um, that said, if we want to talk about the importance of physical copies and, always having permanent access to games, Steam, as much as I love Steam, and God, do I have a hell of a Steam library, Steam is actually the bigger enemy. Because they can just stop carrying a license. Now, it doesn't happen, and it hasn't happened, but it absolutely 100% can. It just typically doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, I get it. I understand the business models, but the whole idea but we have seen instances where companies have based off of their own not necessarily terms of service but to save their own save money. They've revoked access to if not whole game like they have done whole games before, but even then like portions of games that to make it so that the offline version of that game is not the full thing.
Yes.
And that is reprehensible, and that is not a practice that should be
Well,
allowed
I
to
agree.
continue.
And that's a thing that's been going on for a hell of a lot longer than anyone's been wanting to talk about anyways. Like, it's not any different than, again, I love Diablo 3. I had a lot of fun with Diablo 3. I was really mad that if I didn't have an internet connection, I couldn't fucking play Diablo 3. Like, that was really awkward going from Diablo 1 and 2 where everything was stored within my PC, going to Diablo 3 where it's like, guess what? Everything's loaded from a server. And it's like, why is everything loaded from a server? With all the storage space on these drives these days, there's no excuse why I should ever have to even bother going online if I don't really want to.
Because they want to monitor
It
everything.
actually had nothing to do with that. It just had to do with encouraging the multiplayer system that's built into Blizzard Client. They were trying, you got to keep in mind at the time, they had just switched to Blizzard Client like maybe a year before that. So they were really trying to show you how cool and accessible your friends' accounts and everything were through Blizzard Client. Like, oh, my buddy's playing this game that we have in common. If I right click his name in the profile, I'll be able to jump into his game. The problem
Which,
is it
yeah.
went from this is the accessibility to, yeah, fuck you ever doing anything you actually want to do with your friends. Because it was like, they made these games so good for single player and so bad for multiplayer in the long term. It's like World of Warcraft is another solid example of that. I don't really need a guild to play in World of Warcraft. I've been experiencing that with Classic for a while. I have a guild. I don't run with them. Like, I don't need to. And
Yeah.
reality
Which,
is, that's kind of awkward.
well, like with Warcraft, you know exactly what you're getting when you pay for the subscription.
Yeah.
You know, they don't hide like they don't hide anything behind that. It's like you get X amount of playtime for this payment, you know, and then, you know, but then you have things like Overwatch, where if you paid for the base game of Overwatch, you should continue to have access. But which I understand why at a certain point they said, "Hey, we're gonna have you pay again because we're kind of giving you a different game, but it's kind of the same game too."
Yeah.
But you know, it also just kind of feels bad because like I paid for this game. Why don't I get access to to the next game too, or why don't I get a discount at the very least?
Right.
You know, so it's just a double fleecing.
Yeah, I agree. No, I get what you're saying. Trust me. Like, this has been an issue that's been ongoing. It's not like it's new. It just really sucks, man.
Yeah.
But you work with what you've got available. There's not much you can do about it otherwise. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain because like there's no real easy way to explain it either. Like
Yeah. Well.
you'd love to see the world because like even Pal World, right? I'm pretty sure you can't play Pal World unless you're online. That's a great game.
I don't know. I guess hang on.
I haven't
Let me see.
looked. I know you can set up like local servers and shit,
Can
but so
I
maybe I'm
play
wrong.
Pal World
I might be
offline?
wrong.
Uh, the good news is Pal World offers a robust offline single player
Okay,
experience,
it does then.
so
But
you can play it offline.
I'm just saying, lots of good games are online only now. Some of them
Yeah.
are by design, like obviously Fortnite. As much as I don't like Fortnite, admitting it's a
Which
decent game for a lot of people is valuable here. But yeah, like I don't know.
which free to play games being online only, I get it. I can see that. You know, Warframe being, you know, a good example of a free online game that you can only play while you're online. That I can see.
See, I
I
don't get the
understand.
Warframe one. I don't.
But why not?
Because why can't it all be offline? I've watched you play. You almost never need to run with anybody. Hell, you barely even fight anything.
Because there's certain timetables and there's a lot of stuff that's
Okay, but why
ran
wouldn't
by
you?
an internal clock.
But why wouldn't you just connect to the service as you needed to?
Because each individual, and as things update, it's like mini patches that happen while you're
So
playing.
let me give you a solid example of why you're wrong.
Okay.
Monster Hunter World. In Monster Hunter World, you do not have to be online the whole time you're playing it. You can play it completely offline, no connection to the internet. When you go to enter the worlds, you just kind of skip the part where you could invite party members. It's that simple.
Well,
However,
don't you also pay for Monster Hunter? Well, that's the idea. Is like if it's
that's not the
entirely free
point
to
here.
play, I can get it.
We're okay, but that's a semantic towards micro payments, which is a whole different conversation. The point is that you should be able to play it entirely offline because there's plenty of time during the game that you shouldn't have to be connected to the internet to play through things. Missions that are easily single player and farmable. Some
It's
raid
also a
bosses
massive game too.
that you're big enough to beat on your own. That's fine. You're downloading the whole damn game every time you play it. That's the point I'm trying to make here. The reason they keep these games like that, particularly from going online or going offline if you want to play it, so you can't add shit to the game. They're just trying to keep you from modding the game. They're kind of trying to keep you from
Yeah.
owning the game. Free or not, that's kind of the overarching issue here. Is it's a little bit too Big Brother for me in some regards.
Yeah, I get that. You know, I understand that argument,
Yeah. So
but
switching
free to
up.
play game,
Go ahead.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I am more than happy to let a free to play game do whatever they want with their game. You know, but if I'm paying for a game, I want to be able to have full access to the game no matter what. It's unless it's a subscription, which I don't pay for subscriptions to games. Like I don't see value in that personally.
Yeah.
Some people do. Great for them. I play them so infrequently that it doesn't make sense for me to do anything but, you know, buy the game.
Right.
So, I guess it's to each their own,
Yeah.
personally. So, but yeah, no, sorry. Let's move on.
So a little bit of a spin-off before we go down my new X accounts rabbit hole that I have dug myself in the last 3 days. It's been a crazy 3 days on there too. It's literally been that long. Literally been like 3, maybe
Yeah,
4
you've been sending
days.
me a bunch of really, I wouldn't say stupid shit because I send you stupid shit.
You
It's just
definitely
like
send me some stupid shit.
I send you the stupidest of shit. I shit post your chat, and that's not even like the stuff that I, you know, I get so much more stuff that I could send you that I just don't send you.
Please don't start sending me all of it. It's obnoxious enough trying to deal with what you already send me. But before we go into the rabbit hole of Twitter/X, does anybody care? Anybody in the chat right now? This is your only opportunity to forever speak your piece. Does anyone care about Suits or Suits spoilers right now? Because I'm about to start talking about the show Suits just a little
Also,
bit.
hello, Kate. Nice to have you back.
How do you know? Why
Even
are
though
you looking at her list? Don't
I'm
be
looking at the
rude.
users in chat.
Never do that. That's rude.
Is it rude?
It actually
Is it
is.
though?
It is. It is. It is considered streamer
Oh.
etiquette to not call out people that haven't spoken.
Well, that's on me then.
You dick.
Well,
There's
I'm a dick. I'm low credit
some
calm water
people,
right now.
some goddamn. Oh no. It is so. As a general rule with streaming, it is considered to be poor etiquette to call out somebody that hasn't spoken yet. There are a few exceptions to that rule. Like any of your mods that show up, that's a different conversation. Generally speaking, your mods are talking anyways. But yeah, some people just want to sit back and listen or watch a show, but they don't really want don't really want to be talked to.
Yeah, well, didn't know. So, that's
She
on me.
probably doesn't mind. I'm just saying it's bad etiquette. But anyways, so yeah, Suits, the Suits spinoff, yeah? The Suits spinoff is been announced in light of the popularity of the Netflix like viewing for it, right? They finally posted the entirety of Suits from beginning to end from where they had it on Netflix. But there's a little bit of a twist coming up on the last season that kind of for a lot of people, me included, was like, "Oh, I don't care about this show anymore." And the big reason for that is simple. The show more or less is about the dynamic between the lawyer and like I can't think of his name. If anyone knows his name off the top, that'd be great. But Harvey, that's the one. Between Harvey and whatever his other name was. Do you know that one too?
Mike?
Yeah, Mike. There we go. See, you've got this. But
Yeah, I've watched so
basically,
many shorts on Suits, it doesn't matter. Like, I kind
I've
of seen
watched
all the
the whole
spoilers.
show, but the last season was so terrible, I just didn't care anymore. It was that bad, man. It was actually terrible. But, so the whole show is about the dynamic of Harvey, an extremely aggressive and quote unquote skilled lawyer who tends to not lose any cases, and Mike, who is, for all intents and purposes, not actually a lawyer until damn near the end of the show. But
he
he's
has
got
memory.
yeah, but he's got an eidetic memory and he passes the bar for people all the time. It's one of his like side gigs that he does. And he's very, 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 very smart. Not only does he have the eidetic memory, he's actually pretty adept at using the eidetic memory as kind of the overall thing that they have represented in the show. With that in mind, the last season does not have Mike in it at all. So the Suits spinoff this is a prediction. I don't have any concrete proof that this is a thing, but the Suits spinoff will not include Harvey at all, if I had to guess. Maybe as like a guest character from time to time, but the Suits spinoff will most likely just be Mike and what's her name that he ended up leaving with and marrying. Because I can't remember her name either.
I don't know her name. She wasn't all that important.
I think it was like Kate or something.
It was like, for me, it was just like all the whole. It seems like the whole show could be summed up in just a whole bunch of big dick moves and
Big dick moves
you
is
know
exactly it too.
and you know intense circle jerking,
Something to that effect, I suppose.
like love hate circle jerking.
BDE? Wait,
Big dick energy.
Oh, big dick energy. Okay. Also, hello, Kate. Yeah, no, definitely a little bit of that, but like honestly, like it was the dynamic between Mike and Harvey though. So when the show didn't have Mike and Harvey together, it just kind of flopped for me. Like I was just over. What did you join in? We're talking about the show Suits. But yeah, like it just falls over on the separation of the two characters because like why? So the spinoff is almost certainly going to be what Mike is doing wherever Mike is. And if
It'll probably just follow the same standard model of, hey, I want to do X thing, but I don't want to give you X thing. Well, guess what? I got this paperwork that says I'm going to sue you unless you do X thing.
I mean, maybe, but the thing is, like, it was already starting to get a little bit stale as soon as Mike actually, like, joined the bar. Like, the fact that he actually became an actual lawyer kind of took away from some of the magic as it was, because it was kind of like that guilty pleasure of knowing he was getting away with all kinds of bullshit in the background, you know? Like, he wasn't supposed to be doing what he was doing, but he was doing it anyways. Obviously, you know, you don't want to mix reality, but like everything they did there was like jailable and unbarrable offenses for every fucking person in the show. But, you know, I said Miss Kate, I'm sure has an opinion on that because fair.
Because she's a lawyer. No, she's not a lawyer, but she is.
She wants to be. She's a wannabe lawyer. She's a wannabe lawyer. You got to say it right.
Wannabe lawyer.
She's a wannabe lawyer. She's gonna get mad at me now. She's like, "You're being a dick tonight."
Well, maybe if you weren't late.
You have not seen Suits though. It's a good enough show. Yeah, it's a good enough show. And Miss Kate,
I think I could find like one clip that might sum it up. I don't know.
And Miss Kate, I haven't reprogrammed my bot to say things in chat, so I'm still having to do things for the bot. She says I am a wannabe lawyer, but we've got some really cool stuff down in the channel points section now. As you'll see, I've modified it to be correctly a super golden turd in regards to the fact that we are fecal matters. Which, you know, one of the worst things is making thumbnails is I'm having way too much fun making them. But the problem is the show is called Fecal Matters, not Golden Toilet. You know what I'm trying to get at here? But
Yep.
But this is going to go into another debate that I feel like I wanted to go into anyways. But I feel like the fact that my show is Fecal Matters, I want to use poop, but I'm no artist, and ChatGPT does not like representations of shit. Like it does not like to do anything that it considers to be obscene.
It does not. Look, it gets way too sexual way too quickly when it comes to the poop.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying it just doesn't
know
like
exactly what
it
you're
doesn't
saying.
like to show gore, violence, or anything like that. Is a purist Christian.
It's not a purist
I wouldn't
Christian.
call it that either. But
it's a Karen. Well, it's not a Karen. It's the husband of a Karen.
Well, no, what it
doesn't want to piss off the Karen.
What it is, I've really thought about it. What it is their content policy is related to the fact that they're trying to market to major businesses. Yeah. So they're trying to limit the bot from making anything that might be offensive to a business if it were to accidentally do something with it. And because of that, it's been kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, because it's like this show features, you know, occasional sexual themes. This show talks about all kinds of fucked up things and poop and violence and gore, and I can't really make thumbnails that are super related to that. So most of my shit just ends up being hilarious caricatures of sorts where somehow they're in a bathroom for no reason at all, which, okay, they're still pretty great. Like
Yeah.
my thumbnails have been pretty awesome, but still, it's ultimately like the issue at hand is that it's kind of taken away from some of my fun that I can't be like having a bunch of people like worshiping a gigantic gold encrusted shit, which would be ideal, you know. Not without
Yeah.
making it cartoony, and I don't want it to be cartoony because we're talking about real life and real people and real shit, literally and figuratively.
Yep.
So it just kind of ruins some of the fun for me. But all the same, it's just like, yeah. But though the whole art debate though, so not too long ago, Asmongold got put on blast over Twitter. I don't know if you heard anything about that.
I know that some people don't like Asmongold because he tends to be pretty based in some of his stances.
Which is hilarious because he's actually also pretty liberal. But yeah,
well, like classically liberal is still pretty based.
right, it's true. But yeah, he basically was saying, because with Pal World, I'm not trying to bring Pal World in, but it's because it was related to something that he was doing involving Pal World. When everybody was talking about, oh, this art was done this way, or oh, I bet they used AI to make this art because look at it, and it was like, first of all, they proved that wrong. First of all, second of all, he got put on blast by the community because he turned around and said, it doesn't matter if it was made with AI as long as it was fun. As long as the game is fun and it is functional and it feels good to play, who gives a shit if all the art and concept work was done with AI? And it was like, I don't see why that's wrong, but then like all of Twitter and like all of Twitter again, what we talked about earlier where the loud minority is not the majority. But like basically people that are like low level artists and shit were super, super, super upset at him because he basically said that they were useless. And
Well, it's just like saying it's just like I don't know. It's like saying that an air fryer is not the proper way to cook things, or that a microwave is not the proper way to cook things. Which I mean, yeah, if
I
you
was
want to
gonna
use a
say,
microwave,
don't get it wrong. I'm about to fucking kill your ass. You do
oh,
not
I'm just
use a
saying, like
microwave to cook things.
popcorn,
No,
bagged popcorn, it works really
no,
well.
it'll still go in a pot in my house. Okay, dickhead. I do not like
Okay,
popcorn in the microwave. It comes out fucking stale.
but I don't know. But the whole point being that people are going to complain about technological advancements
Oh yeah.
because they don't want to adapt and they want to see they still want to be relevant, but they don't want to adapt to the times.
Well, and it's like I was discussing with somebody the other day who was in chat, but like the problem that I've found is like, am I still paying for art? Yeah. I pay $20 a month to Chat GPT to help me make all the stuff I need because I don't have to deal with a bunch of advertisements from other like creator pages, and I don't have to deal with a shitload of other bots. I don't have to deal with credit limits for the free stuff, and I don't have to pay with overcharging to buy credits. Like when I'm doing stuff with GPT, I just get to keep making stuff until I find what I want, right? And like I can't think of an artist that'll draw me 16 variations of a thought that I've given them that I wouldn't lose $200-300 doing that. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, God bless a timeline. Like if I'm trying to get a video up that night and the artist doesn't have time to do a bunch of sketches until I have what I'm looking for out of a sketch, I'm screwed. And then what happens when like the sketch looks good, but the final product isn't anywhere close to what I wanted? You know? So all it
Yeah.
is for me at least is that things like AI, especially for consumers at my level, like does AI, the real question I guess is, does AI replace artists? And the answer is kinda. Kinda. And is it practical, and should it be more acceptable? To which I also say kinda. And the reason is really, really simple. If you haven't used AI to create something, then you don't understand how limited AI actually still is.
Yeah.
Whenever I make a thumbnail, it's not the first image the AI gave me. I have ran that prompt at least fucking 12 times before I
And you
finally get
send me
something
like the
that's
best
good.
5 of them, and you say pick one.
Yeah, I send you the ones that actually stuck out and looked good. because a lot of them looked like dog shit, or a lot of them completely missed the mark of what I had in my head in every meaningful way. Like, even this image that I use for the background now, I think I loaded nearly 25 images before I found this one, and even this one's not perfect. Like, even this one has this weird moment in the background. Like, the paintings that are on the walls behind Skittles and I, those are supposed to be mirrors. And the wall that's got an image of a forest on it in the background is supposed to be a window looking out into a forest. We're not there. This was the best of them. So when it comes down to it, does AI replace artists? It only replaces low-level art. It only replaces, I need something quick and dirty and fast and effective now. It doesn't replace anybody that's worth their salt. It doesn't replace somebody that's really good at what they do. It does not, in any way, shape, or form, make anybody negligible within the art space. If, like for example, if I needed a themed set of emojis for this channel, ChatGPT is not going to give me a really good themed set of emojis. They're not going to stay in line with the theory. They're not going to match each other in any sort of way. I need to pay an artist to do that. ChatGPT cannot fucking keep its shit together long enough to create a series of pieces. It falls apart after the first piece.
Yep.
You can get a lot of similar-ish pieces, but every one of them's very, very different. So that's my 20 cents on Asmongold getting blasted for the art thing, because the reality is all ChatGPT can do you is, in the case of a video game development, all it can do is give you the idea. AI, all it can do is give you an idea. You tell it, this is what I'm thinking, and it shits
this is
out
what
an
we
image.
think you're thinking.
And it shits out an image that gives you a starting point. So if we're talking game development stuff like that, like, yeah, I'm sure they didn't apparently, but they could have made all the monsters in Pal World using GPT and had some pretty effective looking monsters. I wholeheartedly believe they could have made some pretty cool pals out of it. But at the end of the day, somebody then has to take that concept that was created through the AI, make it into something that actually is tangible and fits on a model within a rule set that actually moves correctly, operates correctly, makes sounds, and you can't replace that kind of person. You can make their process a little faster, smoother, easier, but you can't replace that kind of person.
Yeah.
And that's where, as strong as ChatGPT and other AI models are, they're still a long ways off. You can ask Scott. I have called many things over the years that nobody believed me. Remember, I said forever ago, I said, it was like back when League of Legends was in season 1, Twitch wasn't even out yet. And I said, streaming is going to become one of the biggest things in the world. And it's going to happen so fast, nobody even realizes it before it's already happened. And you were like, man, people aren't going to sit around and just watch video games.
I never said that.
It was either you or Dave.
Might have been Dave, but I never said that.
I think it was.
It might have been Gibson. I probably was too preoccupied with not dying and not starving.
Yeah, that was a rough time. But I remember Gibson was saying that. He was like, "There's no way that's going to be a thing. Streaming's become one of the biggest things a person does. It's a multi-million-dollar industry, and a lot of people live very, very successfully on it." I remember saying, what's going to be crazy is esports. Yeah, there's going to be a point where esports really takes off for no good reason and ends up on TV. Oh no, yeah. Nobody's going to do that. Bro, Evo is on TV now. Bro, the World Championship for League of Legends plays on fucking ESPN. Like, whoever thought that ESPN would play League of Legends World Championship? Granted, it's at like 2 a.m. because it generally takes place in fucking Korea. But still,
yeah,
like that was something that when I said it, people were like, "That's never gonna happen." So hear me when I say this too. You don't have to mark my words, but like understand that I have some understanding of how technology tends to move and develop, because we're in an accelerated timeline, but nothing's perfect in the world of creating things that have their own mind. But we've got at least 7 years before Chat GPT is so, and other AI models are so damn smart that they can just conclusively do everything without a command. More than, hey, I need you to make me something relevant to this. And then it comes up with ideas that are actually pretty much dead on. But we're that far. That said, I did a cool experiment earlier with ChatGPT. I took a picture of the document I was working on and told it to add together the columns and give me percentages. It fucking nailed them. Took like 5 seconds and it fucking gave me all the numbers I needed. And I was like, oh, that's weirdly effective. Thought you said you couldn't see images and shit, GPT. It lied. It lied.
It always lies.
It does actually, though. I don't know how to tell people this, but I'm like, don't trust GPT. It does lie to you. It says it can't do things. It can do a lot more things than it
I
says
don't
it
remember
can.
anything.
It does that. It'll gaslight the shit out of you. It's hilarious. But yeah, exactly that, though. So, yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, so I've been, speaking of delving into the internet, I finally decided to start doing my X account, my Twitter account, my Twatter. Obviously, my traction is pretty limited. I'm a nobody. I've got like 107 followers on there. And I can pretty well rest assured that at least 100 of those are probably just like AI bots or porn girls. So like I'm getting no real relevance out of my X channel yet. But I started down, and the thing is, because I've basically never used X for like the longest time, like every once in a while I'll get on there and look at a few people that I've followed, and that's about it. Since I've never really used X, my algorithm has never been set. So it's really fun when you go in there and you start reposting and resharing and commenting on this or that. That's kind of things that interest you, because at first you get obviously just this massive array of shit. You just get this massive array of shit that you've never even looked at before, because it's giving you an opportunity to like maybe find your group. And what ended up happening is I have fallen in with the Libertarians within like 3 hours. Like, algorithms are powerful, guys. I fell in with the Libertarians within like 3 hours of actually using my X account for the first time. And obviously I was on there a lot. Like, I was just sitting at work, just like looking and doom scrolling and talking to different people on there. Scott, are you okay? You're like dead-eyed right now, bro.
Oh, sorry, I was reading something.
Jesus Christ.
You're talking about Twitter. I'm sitting here on Twitter. I'm just reading something.
Oh my God. So yeah, I ended up falling in with the Libertarian Party like pretty much instantly, because I have a lot of thoughts on things that are happening right now, and most of them are let people live and government please step the fuck back.
Leave me alone.
Literally though, like that's as libertarian as
my money and leave me alone.
Yeah, that's like as libertarian as a person can be, right? So yeah, I ended up getting followed by the Libertarian Party of Pinellas County.
All right.
That's in Florida. They apparently really like me.
Honestly, I wish I could get that kind of attention with if I was to like start up my a Timothy Twitter account, if I got added back by the flat earth theorist.
Oh no.
By just a whole bunch of different flat earth.
Oh no. Knowing you, you'd do it. Knowing you, you'd manage
Actually,
it.
I mean I do have a Twitter for Timothy.
And
just,
it was actually really funny. I was on there and I was talking to this. I found this one person. Her name is like the Libertarian Goth, right? Pretty libertarian goth girl. And like all of her posts were kind of right in the mindset I always have. So I started like chatting with her through her posts and like sharing her posts and, you know, retweeting them and all that bullshit. And what ended up being really funny about it is that because I followed her and I was talking to her a lot, it started leading me to other libertarians that were also kind of attractive women. And I was like, at one point it was just like the whole thing was just attractive libertarian women like sitting on the government, which I'm like was here for, right? Like I'm totally down with that. And it was funny because I was like, you know, following, you know, libertarian goth has led to me having a weird timeline. I'm not sure whether to be aroused or angry at the government at any given moment. accounts. It's like, yes, I agree. Government's terrible and taxes are fucking evil, and there's titties.
Please show me your boobs.
Not really show me your boobs, but like I'll be scrolling and then there's titties. And it's like both is good, right? But like that's what I'm saying. Like it's weird because it's like I didn't necessarily look for the titties. The titties just found me. Like don't get me wrong, when I first started scrolling, when I first started doom scrolling, I was getting lots of titties. Like just random OF girl bullshit. Which of course I was just like, I'm not interested in this post because I'm trying to like tune the algorithm away from this shit so I can get to something that actually has some fucking like measure to it. And when I did that too, by the way, that led me between the libertarians, me skipping all the OF girls out of my timeline the way I was doing, and like the fact that I was talking to these libertarian persons and women on X, it led me to finding something called let's see, I wrote it down somewhere. Dignify AI. Dude, let me show you what Dignify AI does. It's too good. Dude, it is too good for words. Give me a second. No, not Twitch. Twitter. You fuck.
All you gotta do is do x.com. That's it. Don't worry, it's not a porn site.
Does it actually work?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if I go here and I search and I open, let's see, it was called Dignify.
I need a hub, proper kind.
Says you can defeat a man, but you can't defeat an idea. But the whole app is this. It takes unnecessary, like over-sexualized pictures and makes them dressed in a dignified way.
I honestly like that next one where it's like just pulls his pants up.
Even why does Jake Paul look so damn respectable here? I'm not sure what this was supposed to do, but it didn't do as much as I think it meant to. Oh yeah, the Miley Cyrus thing that was like way too sexual.
Yeah, where she got a Grammy for Bruno Mars song.
Yeah, right. Them cleaning up Post Malone.
That's pre-Malone.
Pre-Malone? Oh no. No, stop. Like this girl.
That's Melina. Yeah, I think it's Melina.
It might be, I don't know. This one says too sensitive. I'm not opening it. I'm not trying to do my band speed run today. This one where it just zipped up the hoodie. Hold on, let me switch to the theater view. Like, Dignify's covered this up. But yeah, like, it's all so much like more wholesome.
that one was funny.
I'm just saying it's all so much more wholesome. Oh, this one's funny because she got mad and blocked them. She blocked Dignify.
How dare you make me modest?
This one where they pulled the straps up. But here's the thing. I was actually talking about this because of this particular one that I ended up commenting on, which is this one. It says something about this image really hits deep. It's like the visual synthesis of all that has been lost, a meme in the truest original sense of the word. I feel like it evokes a sense of such a feeling in me that the effect must be multiplied manyfold for the target audience. And I suspect that is why it's getting a visceral reaction. Though it's cliche, a picture really does sometimes say 1,000 words, which I disagree with the statement of 1,000 words. I always have. I think that's the stupidest thing, but I understand the principle behind it. And the reality is, if you take a look, I was like, I'm never going to I personally tweeted out, I said, I'm never going to pretend that the base, I think I'm supposed to say base picture, or base mail, that's what it was supposed to be. Listen, when you're typing on your phone, you don't fucking spell perfect, okay? Me no spell good on cell phone, all right?
It's because you're swiping.
Literally, though. It says, I'm never going to pretend that the base male instinct inside of me dislikes what I see on the left. Frankly, as this generation would say, I hit that. But it can't be understated the image in the right makes me want to care for the person and see to their well-being. And I think that's true, like on a deep mental level. like on a deep instinctual level, yeah, I want to hit that. But also, I appreciate the like nurture and nature of this image a hell of a lot more than this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You got
Like,
the neuron activation, then you got must protect.
yeah, there's a part of me that really wants to see this one live a long life, and there's a part of me that just kind of wants to see if she'll go home with me. I think that's kind of a problem. Because I think a lot of young men feel that way these days, and it's really, really, really unfortunate that they have to make a choice on that. Like, it should be that this and this aren't all that different, but this is so much more common than this now.
Yeah, and the left is far more attainable for men to get than the right.
Right, this looks more available, where this looks like it's a mountain. Because like you finding somebody that both looks clean, looks healthy, looks loyal, looks motherly. It's really funny because from a facial respect, right? This is the same woman in the image. AI did not do much from the neck up. Obviously, it added a neck, but like viscerally, this is the same woman. But somehow this picture is stupidly sexual because of the rest of the image, whereas this one, it's so motherly. Like it looks so much better because the context is so important on that, you know? And it's an unfortunate place in the dating scene where people don't feel like women look approachable unless they're overly sexualized, because like who the hell wants to live that way, you know? I don't know, I feel like I got really serious there for a minute, but
It did get really serious.
But it's
You know what we
something
should
that I
do?
think bothers me.
Yeah. You know what we should do? We should watch the thing I sent you, or that
We
I put
will.
in the.
But first, I want to talk about this because this is funny to me
Oh.
too. Apparently, somebody leaked out the general entertainment content inclusion standards for Disney. Mind you, that it is illegal to use these standards under American law. It is not legal to use these as standards for hiring and casting. But it's basically
Well, okay. For casting, it's a little different. Casting's a little different.
not quite, not when it comes to presentation and theater.
Okay,
But
if it's about, you know, who, if it's about the screenwriter or like the guy manning the lights, yeah, you can't discriminate based on race. But if it's, you know, if you're trying to cast a black individual for a black role, yeah, you're not going to hire a white guy.
but they do, and they can.
You can, doesn't
But
mean
they hire black people
you know,
for white people all the time.
yeah, of course, and it's stupid. It's
all stupid.
dumb.
I think getting focused on race for the context of variety is a stupid idea. And actually, that's going to lead to the next point of conversation before we go to your video as well. But first, what I think is really funny about this is that Elon Musk is offering to provide legal support to anybody that was trying to cast into a movie that got taken out purely because of the inclusion standards that are set by Disney.
Which,
and a bunch of people are reaching out, and Elon is just paying lawyers to handle it. It's a whole ass assault. I'm sure there's a business move in there somewhere. Can you not clip your nails while we're live? What the fuck?
I had a hangnail. I wanted to get rid of it.
Bro, it can fucking wait, bro. That's fucking wrong, dude. What the hell is wrong with you? No, one more thing, because you made me think about it. Because this is something where I have a problem. Not because this is where I say this all the time. I am not left or right. I'm libertarian. I'm very centrist. I'm very moderate. I think both sides have valid points. Scott, on the other hand, a little bit more right leaning, but even Scott's going to agree with me on this one. Okay? Not that one. This right here, this outrage about this upsets me. Because it's so stupid to not understand that in Greek society, homosexuality was damn near more common than heterosexuality.
It was a cultural norm, not for the sake of heterosexuality, but as a I don't want to say method of convenience, but like kind of is. It's just
They
just,
were
just something.
open-minded.
Well, I don't know if it was necessarily open minded or if it was just like a, hey, we're just this is just how it is.
It's the wine,
I don't
bro.
know.
It's the
Yep.
wine, it was the technology, it was having things so good that almost everything was good. I mean, it wasn't something that was super rampant among the common folk, but among the wealthy and the upper class and the people in power, it was
Yeah.
really, really, really common. I mean, there was things they were doing that was absolutely wrong. Like I'm pretty sure there was fucking rampant pedophilia as well.
Oh
But
yeah. I
like,
mean it wasn't because it wasn't the homosexuality was more restricted to adult men and boys, young
yes,
boys,
yes.
and not really two grown men.
That's not true either, though. A
I'm
lot
saying
of
it was
them,
more. I know I'm saying it was more common for it to be
I would
an older
say,
man and a young boy.
I would say that you're not entirely wrong. It was not unusual for you to bed your apprentices that were supposed to replace you in government. That's what it really came down to. This, from my understanding, from a historical respect. But getting past all of that weirdness, though, Alexander the Great was, in fact, bisexual. It is a historically
Yeah.
noted thing. And it's really funny that everybody's like coming after, like a lot of right wingers, especially a lot of the libertarians too, were like super mad they made Alexander the Great gay. But he was.
And even if he wasn't, he still would have been doing stuff with guys. Like it's just
It
a
was that,
cultural thing.
yeah, it was that common in Greek, like Greek times. So I just think that's what I'm saying. To me, I don't see this as particularly upsetting. I really don't. I'm probably gonna watch this documentary even. Alexander the Great, probably one of the most intensely genius generals of that era. But like, I just think it's crazy because people get so upset about it. It was something where I even commented, I was like, this wasn't unusual in Greek culture, right? Like, you do understand that people would be butt fucking. Like, that was just a thing.
Also, they do have a word for homosexuality in Greek
Oh, I'm
culture. I
sure
don't
they
know what.
do. I'm sure it's
Yeah, no, they're
homos or something like that. Like
no,
literally the
it's
word homos.
no, it was pederasty.
Is it?
Yeah, or it's
Oh,
like a pider pederastia, I guess. But pederasty
that
is
sounds
what it was.
awfully familiar. Oh my god, there's food.
No, it's not pedo. It's PEDE.
I know what you said. Oh man, wifey brought food. Sorry guys, this episode of JLock TV brought to you by me having a fucking mukbang right in front of you.
Well, and here I told Sarah to hold off on bringing me some of the
I'm not letting my
look,
Zips burger get colder. Fuck you.
which honestly Zips has gone downhill. I'm not gonna lie.
It has a little bit. This one's still good though. This is the one at the end of Columbia Center.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the good
Yeah,
one.
no, I was honestly upset with my last
Richland
trip
one
to
is really
Zips.
bad.
Huh?
The Richland one is really bad.
Oh no, I went to the one off of near the mall there.
Yeah, Columbia Center.
Yeah, no, that one was not good. Like it was pretty bad. I don't know.
Camera, fix yourself. Here we go. I don't know, I'm enjoying it.
No.
Mm.
I still always love Miner Burger though. Miner's Burger. But it's
It's
not very
not worth the
often.
trip for me.
It really isn't, but at the same time, if I ever do get opportunities to go through Yakima, it's always worth it to stop, and it's always enjoyable for me.
I'm trying really hard not to talk with my mouth full after chewing your ass for clipping your fucking toenails right on stream. I
But
know, right? She said gross in the background. Oh man, that's fucking hilarious.
someone redeem a hydrate here.
Hey, you got points? You gonna make him drink?
Well, I'm drinking either way, but I got my vanilla water here,
Hmm.
which I love. I love my vanilla water.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
just a couple drops of vanilla into your water.
That's so weird sounding to me.
Look,
Doesn't
I'm
make it
just
taste
saying.
like accurate or
Look,
anything.
huh? No. Are you drinking water out of that mug there?
Yes.
Just add a couple drops of vanilla real quick
No.
and try it out.
Not right now. Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
It's honestly it's pretty good. I've gotten a couple of people to do it. Not just me. So Sarah, I know Sarah likes it. I know my mom likes it. And my brother Satch likes it.
Yeah. You want to know
I-
how I feel about this burger right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, やめてください。やめて。
I'm fucking stupid. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go jump off a fucking cliff. All right. While I'm eating this, Scott really wants me to look at this video.
Yeah, the unsatisfying video. I love it. I love it.
Kate says, "Why was that sound redemption so long?" That's not
I
even
don't
the
know.
worst one.
But you're gonna hate this video, Kate. I'm pretty sure you're gonna hate this. This video is literally called unsatisfying.
Is this what I think it's gonna be? Am I about to be really upset at you?
Yes.
Is it gonna put me off my fucking food?
I don't think it's gonna put you off your food,
Scott,
but look, there's nothing gross in it.
you're gonna regret coming here in May if this puts me off my dinner. Come on, man. Yeah, okay. This is a whole ass dick move of a video. This isn't that bad though, because it's all animated. It's when I see real life shit being fucked up that it really upsets me. Dude, that always pisses me off when I play pinball.
Yep.
Come on, man. What is this shit? Okay, hold on. That wasn't nearly as aggressive as it deserved to be. Unsatisfying. There's
Like
the one.
it was.
This is
it
the
was a
one.
nice-
6 years ago, I wanted to kill myself for this one.
Was it the cake? Yep, there it is. I love this one too.
Kate's about to say she's about to be fucking uncream pieing us.
I've actually had someone do the Skittles and M&Ms thing at work, and because they thought it would be a really funny prank, and
This part
it just
hurts
turns
me
out
so bad.
there it is. No, but yeah, so she did Reese's Pieces, M&Ms, and Skittles, and just poured it all into one big bowl and set it in the middle of the prep table.
I think this
And-
video bothered someone so bad they left. Because I had 2 viewers and now I'm down to 1, and it's just Kate.
But yeah, no, but yeah, we just ate the stuff out of the bowl. We didn't care. Nobody cared. We just it's sugar.
Bro, this isn't okay.
We just like
This is just wrong.
I love it. The chaos. It's
The mashed up
it's a
tomato.
joy.
Oh no.
He's not even like
mental edging.
not even doing a sawing motion, just pushing right down into it.
Bro,
with a dull knife.
It's not even just mental edging, but there's 5 fucking minutes more. No, sorry, 3 minutes and 50 seconds more. Like, this shit just keeps going like this for no valid reason.
They just take the onion, rub it on their hands.
Like, to what end would somebody want to do all this shit? Okay, as somebody that played Magic the Gathering for way too many years, watching those cards go in there in the wrong directions, in the wrong colors, like, that's actually trauma for me. Like, some people get beat by their dads. I watch videos like this. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Not even holding the string in the same place.
It's a rubber band. It's not even fucking string. It would actually work if it was a string.
I like how he gets through.
I don't like what happens here.
Yep, he gets through pretty much the whole star. And you know exactly what's gonna happen. You already know. It's like, okay, he's gonna cut off a part of it. And just stare in the bag the way he did.
I'm just gonna go kill myself. Every part of me is so upset by this.
Yeah. Peeling the egg little bit by little bit and just ripping out massive chunks. Oh man, this is great.
Kate's about to leave the fucking chat. She's gonna be like, I fucking can't do this anymore. You know she's already looking away. There's no way she's even at the computer anymore. She's like, nope, I'm waiting this shit
She's
out.
like, I'm gonna go try that vanilla water real quick.
I don't know if she's trying vanilla water. She sure as hell isn't trying to watch this shit.
And he tries to hold it together and it just falls apart.
She's just generating AI images on a different screen. You're correct.
And this one is just missing a puzzle piece.
I know, that was so maddening. Like, who the hell loses a puzzle piece in a 16-piece puzzle? Sorry, 20-piece. It's fucking close enough. Like,
no,
why?
I honestly think it's more fun to just like let the pieces just sit there, not connected. Spoon, spoon, fork.
And they're all different sizes, by the way.
Yep.
Like, that immediately caught my... I can't even hear it, and I hear it. Okay. I know this is super arbitrary, but leave it to a fucking German to make a 5, almost 6-minute video on torture.
Let's just say they got a lot of practice.
Leave it to a fucking German. To all my actual German viewers that go and watch these videos later,
Yes.
I don't apologize, but I still love you. You know, that's the thing. I actually get more views right now on YouTube. Don't tell me there's more. Oh, come on, man.
You're just waiting for him to let go. He doesn't.
I'm not ready. I was ready for the last one, even if it still hurt. But I don't know what's happening here yet. Because at least the last one I've seen before. No, not the flans. Okay, wait. Why would that not be satisfying?
See the outcome.
Wait, is that what it is?
You don't get to see the outcome. You don't get to see what happens.
No. This one's actually edging. Because that would look so cool in slow motion. Oh, I didn't need... Okay, the hammer coming down on the dude's head in slow motion was pretty... Yeah, that's satisfying. That's not even unsatisfying. I'm like, please don't actually crush his brain. How to spot a serial killer? What?
Oh!
Ah!
Oh!
What? No! What the actual fuck? What's gonna happen?
I don't understand this one. Oh,
God
okay.
damn it!
All right.
It was so close. Don't you dare swallow that. Ah! No! No, that's a MacBook!
And he's typing on it. Oh no.
No! What are you doing? Oh, you monster. Dude, you did enough! Just peel the son of a bitch! I almost punched the goddamn wall. I'm not even lying. I almost punched the goddamn wall just now. No. No, don't you keep suggesting. Okay, I'm actually off my dinner now at this point.
Oh, okay.
That actually did it.
All right.
I'm struggling here. Did you just... Oh, that bothered you.
You put water in it.
You put water in the cereal, and that's liquid. Dude, that's not peanut butter anymore. That's actually just diarrhea in a jar. Thematically correct for the channel, but still, what the hell? No. And the same knife.
Which I actually use the same knife, so I don't
What
feel
the
bad about
hell? Don't say things like that out loud. You're gonna be
that.
single forever.
I'll wipe the knife off.
Did he
and
just
then I'll
touch
dip
both
it.
sides?
Yep, he did. He's do both sides. Wait,
Nobody
is he
touched
pouring
both
coffee
sides.
on a tea bag?
He is pouring coffee on a tea bag. I think I just grew a tumor.
Yeah, you guys.
I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear you talk, bitch. You just put me through 3 minutes of actual torment. Shut the fuck up. I'm closing this fucking screen. Holy I'm hurt.
Woo!
I'm injured. I'm calling
This is
in.
great.
I gotta call into work. I need a mental health day, and it's not even mental. It's not even work related. Jesus Christ!
The cereal one was getting to me, but like at first I thought it was just like the one stray piece of cereal that he just let sit there.
No, he just
for a
fucking
second.
dunked it.
Then he just like poured water
He
into his
just-
cereal.
He just destroyed a whole bowl of cereal with water.
That's phenomenal. I love
Good
it.
Lord Almighty!
Oh man, that was great.
I'm so mad right now. Bro, I'm actually so mad right now. Why? You
Oh
monsters.
man, that was beautiful.
That was not beautiful. They're monsters for that.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Damn, I wasn't ready. I was not here for it.
I still think you should try the vanilla water. I think you'd like it.
I'm not trying the vanilla water right now. Furthermore, you're lagging.
I probably am lagging. Oh.
Holy shit, fuck balls.
So, should we lighten the mood a little bit? A little bit?
I'm still trying to bring my head around. That was something.
I'm just saying.
That was unnecessary. I think I finally understand why the LGBTQ call misgendering violence. Because that was pretty violent for me.
I don't know. I only like one form of the LGBT. You got liberty, guns, titties, and boobs.
You said part of that backwards, but that was
Boobs and titties.
that was solid enough. Liberty, guns, boobs, and titties.
Yep.
What's
And I guess if we're gonna
what's the
throw
Q?
in Q is quiet.
That feels like a stretch. That feels like you really were reaching for that last one. Not gonna lie to
I don't
you.
know.
Not gonna sugarcoat
Case-
it.
Quesadillas.
Quesadillas. I could live with that. I like me a quesadilla.
Yeah. I was actually really unhappy with I went to Taco Bell the other night and I was actually not that happy with the 3 cheese flat like chicken flatbread that they have. It's not that good for me. I don't know.
So you've been bugging me about this for a while, and I've obviously kept it for stream at this point. What is it that you want with opinions on VTubers? What exactly?
Look,
are you
I'm just
asking?
saying, like,
What's your opinion?
It was a topic. I haven't been
Yeah,
bugging you
whatever.
about it at all.
What's your
I've been
opinion?
adding it because, huh?
You've added
I
it.
love
You've
VTubers.
added it 3 times now.
I love VTubers.
Why do you care? Why? What is it? What is so special about VTubers?
I don't know. Whatever. It's like cute girls, or
Fake.
you know it's cute fake girls, 2D girls.
Half of
as
them are
streamers.
men.
Some, yeah, the half of them are men.
That makes you
know.
gay, and not even on Tuesdays.
I mean, it is Tuesday.
Today is
But
Tuesday.
there are specific ones that I follow that I really enjoy watching, and there's one specific one where I'll pop in, I'll say, "Morning, nice day for fishing, ain't it?" And she'll just like say it back. It's great. I love her.
So what you're saying is it's not that VTubers specifically is the thing. It's that you've
Well,
got
it's just
a
like-
VTuber that pays attention to you and it makes you feel like a special little guy.
Well, no, I'm asking you what you think about VTubers, though.
I think the VTuber isn't the problem, it's the people. And people that are doing the VTube thing are taking advantage of the symptom of people sucking at life. That's not to say that the VTubers are wrong. Like, do your thing. If you're gonna make money off of it, fucking do it. Like, I get it. But like, the only VTuber I've seen that I'm like, there's 3. There's 3 VTubers I like. 3. And I'll tell you exactly why. First one is Iron Mouse.
Okay.
And the reason is really simple. Iron Mouse is fucking hilarious. The VTuber part of it, her avatar and all that shit, dude, they're just there to add stupid aesthetic to her bullshit. So I don't care that she's doing the VTuber thing because Iron Mouse is just funny. There's nothing about her that I don't find humorous. She's actually just this spicy little Latina behind the VTuber avatar. And she's constantly talking shit and cracking wind and making jokes. And it's fucking hilarious. The second one I really like is Code Miko. And the reason I like Code Miko should be really obvious. That is an extremely impressive avatar that she has built. Because Code Miko is a programmer. Code Miko makes, I mean, I don't know why I even need to explain this. I think pretty much everybody knows who Code Miko is. But she has a fully programmable avatar that uses a body tracking suit and like matches her facial expressions, matches her arm and hand movements completely and entirely. And she is programming an entire game with Code Miko as the center character for VR purposes. And it's going to be fucking tight when she's done. And basically, all the money that she's getting is helping cover her livelihood and help her support the build for the Code Miko game. The third VTuber I really like is Monarch. And the only reason I like Monarch is because I liked Monarch long before she was a VTuber and started streaming. So Monarch is the girl that makes English adapted versions of anime songs.
Yeah.
I can't think of her actual like YouTube name right now, but that's what she does. Monarch's really, really fucking cool. That said, none of them being VTubers is really the important part. So I don't.
Which,
my opinion on it is really weird because for a lot of people, it's like, I like the VTuber's personality, but really it's all about the fucking avatar. And I'm like, the avatars are pretty fucking pointless if somebody's a good streamer in the first place.
well, but having the option and the ability, the way that, you know, the streaming world is progressing, because like we wouldn't have seen VTubers 10 years ago.
Well, we
You know,
didn't have
actually,
mocap available to the public 10 years ago.
well, I mean, there I think there was still methods for VTubing, like, because I mean that's how Hatsune Miku kind of, you know, started off.
Which I just said there wasn't available to the public 10
Yeah.
years ago.
But you know, the whole idea of having, like, because you could be butt ugly and be a VTuber, and then you have the aesthetic. Even if you're a good, you know, you can, if you could be a good streamer, but some people don't like watching you just because you're butt ugly. Some people, because that is the thing. That's why people like going to, you know, e-girl streams.
Are
They like
you
they like to look at pretty women.
are you
But I think,
saying are you saying that if I changed us into like super fit VTuber models that we might actually get a fan base? A
yes,
growing fan base?
we'd get a fan base from the LGBT community as well as the gays.
Can your avatar just be a fucking armless, featureless hot dog
That would be hilarious.
that just wiggles and has a mouth?
And has a pet turtle on the shoulder or something.
Cat boys sell better. Agreed.
Cat boys
I didn't say
are
I couldn't add cat ears to the fit model. See, I don't really want to create that aesthetic either, though. I really don't. I really want this to be something where people can come to and talk about real shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not saying that it'd be a good fit for us. I'm just saying that it seems like it's a very viable method for people to get started into streaming.
I
And,
guess.
you know, as long as they have access to their own artwork, and or if they pay for their own artwork, and, you know,
I don't know.
I think it's a good way to expand.
I've seen a lot of people do the VTube thing that don't grow. And the reason they don't grow is because at the end of the day, your VTube model is nothing more than the draw. Honestly, it's like a VTube model is no different than the background of this stream. You come in here, you see the fancy logo, you see the fancy background, you see the camera work that I've put together, you see the green screening efforts I've put in, and the tight filtering and making everything look all hunky dory and pretty and nice and comfortable to look at. But if I am not an interesting salesman in that regard, I'm not going to get a new fucking follower. I'm not going to get a new viewer. I have to actually earn every damn viewer I get.
Yeah, the medium is less important than the message. The message is far more important than any bonus flair or decoration you can add to your stream.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I'm just saying the decoration helps. Like,
yeah.
You know, just because I got a really nice table doesn't mean that I couldn't just get a different table that's smaller and, you know, less expensive. Like, I bought that table because I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice table.
Yeah.
And honestly, if we'd had the room we needed to set it up the way we wanted to, it would have been pretty sick.
Which I can't wait to be at a point where I can just demolish this house and just build a new one.
Yeah, I heard about that already. That's a topic for off stream, I think.
No, I'm not suggesting. No, I mean, legitimately though, once I get to a point where I have enough income, I will have this house legitimately demolished. Like, no one's gonna be in here. I'm gonna just demolish the whole thing and then just build a new house.
I was gonna say it needs to be done.
So
Literally, the building is separating at certain points.
yeah,
Like
and
structurally, there's parts of the house that'll be not part of the house in a few more
Yep.
years.
Yep, and that's why I understand the appeal of new builds and everything, but interest rates being what they are. But digressing from the whole point, I like the concept of VTubers only because it allows people to be. I think some people need a way to. I don't know how else to phrase this. I think people need a way to let themselves be creative, and I think some people use VTubing as that way to be creative. And I
Yeah.
don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, it depends too. Like you said, people that are less attractive to look at and all that, so you want to be able to maybe draw a little bit easier. But like, I do think at the end of the day that also if you have a cheap rig, like it's a cheap rig, like the arms don't move, or maybe it's not very expressive, or the mocap is poor, I think it's more of a detriment than it is a help. I think you ultimately don't do anything except hurt yourself if you do run it
Yeah.
kind of cheaper.
Yeah, which I think honestly, Code Miko is probably one of the smoothest ones I've ever seen.
That's
If
again,
not
she was
the
a
smoothest.
programmer. She's a programmer too.
So
So her shit is
like
insane.
my favorite clip of hers is when she was talking with Asmongold.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Dude, it's hilarious. She's just hilarious in general.
Well, it's just like, talking about how I kind of wish we could well, we should pull up the video. It's hilarious. I love the video.
Hold on.
Where they're talking about how Asmongold can't be gay even though he wants to. Like it'd be so chill if he was actually gay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh
Let's
man.
see.
But fun story, Miss Kate. I did at one point try to be a cat boy on Twitch. It did not go that well.
But have you tried men?
I actually wish I could.
I mean, how do you know?
I wish I could. I do. Like imagine you could play Smash Brothers with your boys and then smash your boys. Like it would be really chill. Like it would be so fucking badass if I was gay.
Look,
but like really, no, it would
listen.
be awesome.
Listen. You never know unless you try sometimes, right?
I know, okay? I'm so straight, I could suck a dick and it wouldn't be gay.
Oh. It can work like that?
You take your garbage out, does that make you a garbage man?
Yeah, go ahead. Do what you have to.
To this day, bro.
Oh man.
Oh, it's so good. Holy fuck. All right, moving on.
But yeah, so like,
on. Okay,
but
go
Miss
ahead.
Kate, like Kate, what do you think? Okay, look at my username on Twitch and tell me, like, look, tell me what does that mean?
It means you're bad at streaming. That name is
I
terrible.
know I am bad at streaming. And that's why I hijack your stream.
That's why you just live on my stream now, because you couldn't keep one. Your thing is though, bro. Your thing is you were never gonna actually reach a point because you'd never actually do the extra work if you had to. If they put a gun to your head and you were like, just kill me now. Oh, that sounds like so much work.
It sounds agonizing. I don't want to do it.
Fucking terrible. Holy shit. Anyways.
Yeah, no, my stream name was Neko Nissan. So yeah, Cat Boys.
He
Cat
wore
cat
cat
big brother.
ears. He wore cat ears and cat mittens.
Yes, I actually have the cat mittens still.
We're not doing this right now. This isn't part of the plan.
This is not part of the plan. This is not part of the stream. Although if you wanted to be on next
Nope.
stream, let me know.
No.
Although
Anyways, so
you'll have to talk to David. You have to
God-
convince David.
God damn it. Anyways, so like I mentioned earlier with my X feed, over on Twitter, is honestly X is such a bad name. It's such a cool symbol, but it should have been like explore or like something.
Okay.
No puppy dog eyes. You cut that shit out. So it should have been like explore or something, but like every time I say extreme, I'm just like, that doesn't sound like anything but stupidity.
I don't know. It just sounded like when he said we're gonna switch into X, it just made it sound like he's gonna make a porn site.
Dude, it absolutely looks like a porn site symbol. Now on X.com. Two men arguing over whose dinner was better.
See, what was so someone had 3 different. There was a meme about the X symbol where
Okay.
there was I gotta find it.
Well, while
but
you're
it
thinking
was-
about that, what I was saying though is I ended up falling in pretty heavy with the libertarian crowd, like immediately. And let me tell you, some of the libertarians get kind of weird, like this one.
Why are there no masculine men anymore, and all of the men are just feminine now? Well, I have the explanation for that. Millions of
I
women
can't hear
each
it.
day carelessly
Oh, this video.
go on birth control. And where are they peeing? Into toilets. Where does the toilet water go to? It's filterized, and then it goes into our tap water. And then what happens to the tap water? People drink it. The men are drinking the tap water. And that tap water is filled with estrogen from the birth control pills. The estrogen is getting in our water supply. And you need to stop drinking tap water if you don't want to be feminine. Stop drinking liberal piss water.
I mean, it's kind of true.
Okay, but listen, I want to capture that sound right there. Just that one moment. I need that. What is she on? I don't know what she's on, but she's real wide-eyed. But I need this moment.
Water. Stop drinking liberal piss water.
I need that. I need that as a clip. I need that as a soundboard. Stop drinking liberal piss water is my new catchphrase.
Yeah,
That's
stop drinking liberal
hilarious.
piss water. Drink vanilla water.
Stop drinking liberal piss water. Hydrates. See, here's the difference. Mine comes from a well. Yours actually comes from the city still.
No, mine doesn't come from the city at all.
Really? Where are you getting your water?
That's a good question.
It's coming from the city, bro.
No, I think mine's coming from the well too. I don't know.
Where?
I
Where's your
don't
well?
know.
Tell me about
I
your well.
don't know.
Bro, I lived
don't
on your
know.
fucking property. When everything froze in the cities, we couldn't get water because our pipes exploded. And the city had to come out and fix it.
Our pipes did not explode. The main froze.
The main. From the city. You drink city water. You drink the liberal piss water.
Do I? Hang on. Now I'm wondering.
I promise you, bro. I actually live on a
Where-
farm out in the countryside with an actual well. I know because I watched them dig it.
Put drinking water database. Put in your zip code. You know,
It is zip code.
it's not letting me put the zip code in. Tap water database.
And then there's this meme that I was super pleased with. It says wars should be financed through GoFundMe and fought by those cheering for it. Change my mind. Eh?
Yeah, I agree.
So one of the big
I
things
agree.
I've been talking a lot with the Libertarian Party about is that taxes are just the most corrupt thing ever. You pay an income tax, you pay a housing tax, you pay a property tax, you pay a sales tax, you pay registration fees, you pay this,
Death
you
tax.
pay that. Like, at what
It costs you money to die.
I did the calculations, and I would say that if I'm withholding correctly every single month, about a third of my paycheck goes just to taxes. Yeah,
it's stupid.
it's that
It's
much.
dumb.
It's actually that much. It's about a third, almost 35% of my money goes straight to taxes all the time. And that's not counting the fact that I still have rent, that I have utilities, that I have all these other little things in my life, these little bills that I have to pay. You want to know where all your money's going? To the fucking government. Even if you wanted all the extra luxuries, the 35% you would get back. And one of the things they're doing is funding wars. Which brings me back.
And then sending us to those wars to fight for them.
Yeah, like it was actually something I was talking about, but the border bill for right now that they're talking about pushing on Texas because Texas is fighting back so much. The border bill is like they labeled it off as, oh, it's the border bill. You know what it actually is? $60 billion to fucking Ukraine. $20 billion for border patrol, which the border patrol are going to be allowing at least 5,000 people in every day. Like, what the fuck? Oh, and expedite in there, and a lot of the other money is also going towards expediting green cards and citizenship for anybody crossing illegally. I don't know, man.
We should be expediting green cards for people that came here legally, not illegally.
I don't know, man. It's so much more than that, you know? It's not even just that. It's like we are so busy financing other people's wars, other people's countries. You know, the dollar, if you don't know what the dollar was based off of, this country had nothing to offer other countries except one thing: military might. We've always had an exceptionally, insanely powerful military because our industrial revolution pushed us so much further and faster than other nations that it allowed us to just be a step above most other people. So a lot of what we would do was do things like Saudi Arabia. That's why they always talk about the gas. They always talk about gas, right? How important gas is and how important it is to protect Saudi Arabia because of the gas. Well, that's because Saudi Arabia provided us with fuel. And in exchange, we provided them with protection. And in exchange for all of that, we provided fiat to the dollar when we stopped using the gold standard as a form of currency. When you think about all these things put together, when's the last time we acted as a mercenary nation? We kind of haven't. We aren't really doing the merc thing anymore. We'll station people in your country that'll have to fight and defend your country if it comes under assault. But we aren't doing the merc thing really anymore. So, like, why? Why am I still giving my tax dollars to a country that doesn't care about me? That doesn't care about you.
Or that isn't even giving, like, they don't need to necessarily care about us. They just got.
And you know, so I was telling somebody the other day, all we need is a nationwide 20% sales tax. They're like, 20%? That sounds like so much. No, not really. Honestly, no, it's really not. Ultimately, at the end of the year, 20% sales tax, still a lot less than you think. Because you're already doing 35% out of your check at all times. 20% says I can hold on to my money and go places and do things. But if it's 10% to the state, 10% to the government, and the state just worries about how to divvy it all out, you mean, think about this. Get rid of the IRS. Get rid of social programs. Get rid of all this extra bullshit that we don't really like or use. Get rid of all these bureaucratic jobs. And the reason is, what happens with all those people that are in the bureaucracy right now, huh? Guess what?
Because they're not elected at all.
It's not even just that. Think about this. Like, purely from, take all the diversion away from the fact that we have all these things that the government does or doesn't do. Get rid of all that shit all at once, and what happens to the people that are working in the government right now? Now they have to get jobs. They turn around and they re-enter industry. They re-enter the workforce. They re-enter the economy. Because no matter how you look at it, everything the government spends on is just spending. They don't get anything back for that shit. We're not putting any of that back in the government. That all just goes into a hole. Some of it comes back in the form of sales tax when people, like, in these programs, all these different fucking economic, like, rescue programs, turn around and go buy shit with the money. So they get, like, you know, their little cut back, their little 8% off the top or whatever. But, like, ultimately, you don't get shit back for that. No, it's just money being dumped again, over and over and over and over. And then it's left on us, the people that actually, like, work hard and push ourselves to be better and push ourselves up the food chain a little bit to make that extra dime. And then we just get charged more for making the extra dime. Oh, it looks like you broke the fucking middle class. Congratulations. Tax hike. Now you're making about as much as you were $20,000 ago. You did it. Thanks for supporting Uncle Sam. And I just want you to really consider $60 billion to Ukraine. They're trying to send $60 billion more dollars. We have already sent them equipment. We have already sent them soldiers a few times. The UN has been sending them soldiers. We've been sending all these people to Ukraine. And all of it because we want to fuck Russia out of a pipeline. That's what the Ukraine war is about. It's about a pipeline. It's about Russia losing their only fucking economic powerhouse that keeps them relevant on the world stage. Russia, that provides almost all of European gasoline. It's all to deny them their pipeline to fucking hurt their economy and hurt their people ultimately, because let's be honest, you're not really going to hurt the government. The government will find a way to live. You're definitely going to hurt the citizenship. You know, as Americans, as Canadians, as some of you are, you guys have, and I know we have, certain privileges and rights that are given to us to allow us certain freedoms and certain amounts of like progressive forward thinking and whatever that we're allowed to do. You starve that country of money, you only hurt more people in that country. For all the people that are out there that are constantly trying to support some sort of regime change to do better by people in the world, and all you do is support a war that fucks over another country that needs that money. And for what reason? Just to throw the finger out there? I don't understand it. And I'm not saying I'm like super pro Russia, but I am super pro people. I am super pro rights. I am super pro liberties and having the ability to take care of yourself and take care of your family. It was like earlier, I saw somebody had posted on Twitter. Somebody posted, what was it they said? They said that it's crazy that I work 40 hours a week. It's crazy that I work 40 hours a week and just to have a place to live. That after cost, everything is just gone. And, you know, a bunch of the smart asses were like, well, you should get 2 jobs. And, oh, you know, just because you have a full-time job doesn't mean all full-time jobs are created equal. I agree. My full-time job is as an operator, as somebody working in a manufacturing facility, should be worth more than a burger flipper's. But also this, the minimum wage was defined and created with the sole-minded purpose of giving you, the worker, the opportunity to have at least bare minimum basics that you needed. That was the point of minimum wage. Minimum wage wasn't, this is the minimum amount you can pay a worker. Minimum wage is, this is the minimum amount it should be able to afford you a simple enough lifestyle with a place to live, with food to eat, with the air conditioning running if you need it, with the heat on in the winter, with the ability to put up down payment on a car and afford basic credit bought purchasing power.
Which honestly, I believe that the minimum wage is absolutely worthless. Like there shouldn't be. This is where I get a little bit controversial. There shouldn't be a minimum wage at all. I disagree with the concept of having a minimum wage. Because if you say this is the minimum that you can pay somebody, you're gonna have a lot of jobs say, okay, well that's what we're gonna pay you. You know, that's what we're only allowed to pay you. Versus if you take that restriction away, people are gonna say no, I want more than that, and the jobs will inevitably at a certain point balance out to what they actually need to be. You know,
Okay, but
that's why I think
how many people starve out before they actually balance out? The reason the minimum wage was introduced was because during this country's industrial revolution, as machinery became more available, as slavery was being abolished, and people were learning how to manufacture and run coal mines and run electrical, like as that shit was all hitting, people started realizing, hey, turns out a loaf of bread and rent all together. If you guys just need to eat and sleep, I can provide you with this much money, keep you working for me all the time. And they were working them. It's why Henry Ford created the 40-hour work week, which is another thing I always like to talk about. But Henry Ford created the 40-hour work week for this. I'm going to come right back to the point. Henry Ford created the 40-hour work week for this. And it's something, you can find it if you go looking for it. I swear to God, this is the actual thing he wanted. 40-hour work week was to guarantee that while you had 5 days of work, you also had 2 days off to enjoy the money you earn and spend time with your family. Because he felt like the problem with the economy had a lot to do with the fact that people were at work for 60, 70, 80, 90 hours sometimes a week, 7 days a week, barely making ends meet because that's how the government had let things be because nobody was trying to principle like workshops and businesses, which is true, honestly.
Yeah.
And what it ended up being is people were working themselves to death. And so he introduced fair wages at Ford Company with a 40-hour work week and 2 days off on the weekends so that people would be at work at their best every day and be able to enjoy their time off with their family on the weekends as well. And not even
spend money.
And that's what I was about to say. And not even just because he cared about the family unit. Actually, he almost didn't even give a fuck about that. It was just to get people out of their houses because they had so much more downtime than they were used to that they would spend money. But it ultimately led to a better, healthier schedule for most people. Nowadays, we could even work less than that and be damn near as productive in most, not all, but most industries. And that's a big problem, right? The reason why minimum wage got included is because Henry Ford lobbied for a minimum wage to do the same thing to get more people working better hours so that they would put more money back into the economy so that they would have more time with their family and so they would buy Ford vehicles. Because people on minimum wage at that time could buy a fucking Ford. You could buy a car with minimum wage credit. You could buy a car. And the nice part about that is with that weekend, 5 days a week, 2 days off. With that weekend, take your family up the fucking road to the beach. Everybody get in the Ford. We're going to go to the beach. Nowadays, shit. My wife and I...
Going to the beach is very expensive.
It's very expensive. But on top of that, the only reason my wife and I have as many of the luxuries as we do, we don't have kids. I can afford to work fucking 6-7 days a week if I want to. She can afford to work 6-7 days a week if she wants to. There's nothing technically really relying on us besides 2 cats and a dog. And that's not really the point. Because we're both working technical positions that pay well above minimum wage, even in Washington State. I'm paid well above minimum wage. I'm about $7 an hour over minimum wage here. So I make good money. And even then, both of us could agree that it's not something that we'd want to try to raise a child on because we'd end up investing into government programs that we didn't really want to be a part of in the first place. And that's not really the fucking place we're supposed to be as a country. We really aren't supposed to be printing money. We really aren't supposed to be giving all this damn money to Ukraine or Iraq or any of these other places that we keep involving ourselves in. If we're not going to be an actual mercenary country and get paid... Because this is a controversial thing that I think. I think if we're fighting someone else's wars, just like Donald Trump suggested, they should pay me. You should pay my government for my military's intervention in your government's problems.
Yep. That's why we need to get Trump back in office.
I don't get why I'm ex-military, man. I don't get why I should have to go to war for your bullshit. 9/11 happened, still think it was an inside job, just saying personally. I was in the service. It seemed awful weird from the things I knew that anything like that would just suddenly slip on by us on purpose. But I don't understand, man. I don't understand why we're fighting all these wars. I don't understand why we need to be involved in all this shit. Because you know what? Outside of a couple of jihadist fucking terror cells, most of the world would like America to just leave them the fuck alone. Having traveled a good portion of the world, I can tell you that people would wish that America would leave them the fuck alone. Because America's got their hands in the pot of everybody else's fucking, society for no real reason.
We're like cranberries. We're
Making it into all
involved
the juice.
Making it into all the juices.
More like
Got
apples,
cran apple,
really, but yeah.
got cran grape.
Oh, shit. Hey, I
Cran
like
orange.
cran grape, though.
Cran pineapple.
But seriously, why? It's our, it's our taxes. It's our money. Why is it not going into things we should care about? Matter of fact, why do we have to pay so much of it? Why are there potholes in the road if I'm paying taxes? That
Right?
seems like first and foremost. Why are there potholes in the road? My money is supposed to pay for your ability to continue to focus on writing laws and to fix infrastructure and commit to world trade. And your laws should be as uninvasive as possible to the average human. Nothing does more damage to a government or to an economy than unnecessary lawmaking. Not a damn thing.
That's why we need a brand new Congress.
God, yes. I mean, really think about, I know we've talked about this at least once before on this channel, but really think about the fact that so much of Congress is like 60 or more years old.
They're all on hospice.
They really are. They're 60 or more years old. It's
Some
like,
of them need to graduate hospice.
let me put it this way. For really hard context, that I am only 35. I'm only 35 years old. And I will go and have a conversation with some 18 or 20-year-old that starts talking about a thing that at my age, I'm not even that much older than them in the greater scheme of things, especially when you consider how long humans can live. I'll go and talk to some of these young 20-somethings, and they talk about shit that I have no fucking idea what they're talking about, man. Not just the way they use words, but like genuinely, they will talk about things within culture, within music, within life that I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what the hell that means. Now, again, I'm 35. I keep up with current events. I read the news. I try to listen to music. I ask a lot of questions to people that are younger than me because I'm curious about what it's like to be a younger person, because I think my generation has aged really super suddenly. And when it comes down to it, I don't know much. Imagine these 60-plus-year-old fucks that have been in Congress for so damn long and never interacted with anybody under the age of 50 because, well, the people that are under 50, they don't have money to add to your campaign fund. They don't give a fuck about us. Congress doesn't give a fuck about us. Congress pretends they give a fuck about us. Congress just wants to convince you that they continue deserving the power that they've been given. Two things that a country could do, and I can't even legally say one of them out loud here. So always go check my Twitter if you want to see what I'm talking about, because I talk about it a lot right now. But the one other thing that I can talk about on here is the number one thing you can do to guarantee that this country turns around is get everybody and everyone that you can involved. Really spread that network to everybody. That during one of these next major congressional elections, don't even vote. Don't vote. Don't vote.
I would say either don't vote
No,
or vote for not the incumbent.
No, don't vote. They're going to tell you, you get to vote for this person, or this person, and you're going to say, I don't want to. I don't know any of them. These are not people I know. These are not people that represent me. I am not electing a representative. I am electing a stranger. Don't vote. Number one thing we can do to prove to this Congress, to prove to this country, to prove to the world that America is free, that America elects representatives to their positions, that America cares about its citizenship and each other within the citizenry, is to stop telling the government, sure, we'll obey. Don't vote. Don't give them the satisfaction of saying, that's right, we put this guy on the ticket and you guys agreed this is who you're going to take. Don't vote. Give them nothing. Give them nothing and tell them that they owe us everything. Guys, I know time is money. I appreciate that you spent yours with me. I'm sorry tonight got a lot more serious than it normally does. We will, of course, be back next Tuesday. I will probably have this video up by 8 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and thank you so much for your input and spending and listening to my long-winded, very, very controversial, I'm sure, rants. Scott, anything you want to say on the way out?
I don't got anything else to say. Just I guess, nothing that comes to mind.
Sorry, I kind of dominated the last like 20 minutes easy.
It's okay. I'm just sitting over here being low credit cum water.
That's fair. also accurate. Nice to see you as well, Kate. And again, I know time is money. Appreciate that you guys spent yours with me. We'll be back next Tuesday. You guys have a good one.